OFPG Voices is brought to you by the following sponsors. Calliope Games, publisher of Roll For It, Suro, and Enchanted Plumes. They publish tabletop games for players of all ages and skill levels. Their games are crafted to inspire laughter and fun. Board&Dice. Board&Dice designs and publishes family and strategy board games. Two of their most recent releases, Origins First Builders and Mandala Stones. They recently announced their Ally program, primarily aimed at welcoming and supporting people of color and the LGBTQ+ community in the hobby. Rose Gauntlet Entertainment, publisher of the upcoming game Keystone North America, available on pre-order. Rose Gauntlet Entertainment believes that games are for everyone and that their greatest purpose is to bring people together. Modiphius Entertainment is a British entertainment publisher of the upcoming game Skyrim Adventure Game and their latest release, Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Known for publishing role-playing games, board games, miniatures, novels, and cool accessories. Bezier Games, publisher of Maglev Metro. Their Maglev Metro Maps expansion is currently on Kickstarter until May 3rd. Being released this summer, Cat in the Box and Sink or Swim. Available for pre-order at BezierGames.com. Brotherwise Games, publisher of Overboss, a Boss Monster Adventure, Dragon Prince Battle Charged, and A Call to Adventure. Their new game, Castles by the Sea, will be on Kickstarter April 19th to May 5th. Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
Our Fan Plays Games. Voices, yeah!
Episode 7.
Yes, spring in the air.
Spring.
Yeah.
It is spring.
It's spring.
Even though the weather doesn't seem like
playing
spring.
with us. In Omaha, the weather is playing with us. Snow one day, regular one day, just happy,
warm and nice.
Warm and nice.
Yeah.
Snow, rain, snow mix.
But I guess that's spring.
Yeah.
I guess that's just spring.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just go ahead and go with it. We gotta roll with it.
We just gotta roll with it until we get to May, where maybe we just have
gonna be better.
Nice weather. Nice weather.
I think so too.
Yes.
Well, everybody, this episode we've got some great contributors.
Yes.
And we've got some great segments.
Yes.
But we really have something new to share.
Yes.
We have a new contributor joining us called Daniel Miranda. Mm-hmm. Now, he has an Instagram page called Tlacuaches En La Mesa, or Opossums on the Table. And for OFPG Voices, his segments are going to be called Juegos en la Mesa, or Games on the Table.
Yes.
And this week, he's going to review Photosynthesis.
Yes, a game still in our collection that I like. Now, Starla, a little on the fence, but I like it. I like it. Yes.
And it's going to be in Spanish and English.
Yes.
Yeah.
Showing the diversity of this hobby.
Yes.
That
these board games go beyond English speakers.
Yes, they do.
And then also we have our contributor, Tanya Pobuda.
Yeah.
Our Pobuda.
Yeah.
She's going to talk about how spring has sprung with her segment, Schooled By Gru.
Yes. We love Tanya and her research. It's so needed. It's so needed.
And then, of course, we have How to Play with Dwayne and Alicia from BlackBoard Gaming.
Yeah.
And they're going to teach us about a gentle rain.
A gentle rain. How spring?
That is so spring.
That's so spring. That is so spring. Yeah.
And last but not least, bringing up the rear.
Whoa!
Is Jazz with Lobby of Hobbies.
Yes.
And he's going to talk about games that remind him of spring.
Yes.
In his segment, Talking Games.
And he comes up with some really cool games that are spring.
That are spring.
Yes.
So sit back.
Yes.
Buckle up.
Yes.
We're getting ready to have a good time.
But first, we're going to hear from Starla about Good Humans.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Good Humans. This week, I want to talk a little bit about how we treat each other. Now, I grew up with the saying, treat others the way you would like to be treated. And I think too often we get so busy with our lives and our goals and things that we want that we forget about other people. So sometimes we need to take a step back and think about, how is that person feeling? You know, are we treating them in a way that we would want to be treated ourselves? Were we welcoming when they came to our gaming group? Did we smile? Did we, offer suggestions or be helpful? Treat people the way you want to be treated, and that'll make this world a much better place for everyone. Sometimes we let ourselves just get so bogged down in self, and we don't think about everyone else. And we should, because in this world we work together. One of my sayings is, humanity is a co-op. We are co-oping together to make this world a better place. So we have to learn to treat people better, treat ourselves better. So let's think about that sometimes when we go along our day. I know we get busy. I know sometimes life can get us down, but we can't forget those common sense things that make life worth living. And most of all, treating everybody else the same way we want to be treated is a very important thing to think about as you go about your day. So I'm not going to belabor this little message, but I just want to say, we here at OFPG Voices, our goal is to make this world a better place, one board gamer at a time. Have a good day.
Hola Tlacuaches, bienvenidos a otro video más aquí en Tlacuaches en la Mesa. Quiero empezar por agradecerle a Our Family Plays Games por darme la oportunidad de estar aquí y poder compartir lo que es mi mundo, mi fanatismo, mi amor por los juegos de mesa con ustedes. Así que vamos a empezar. Tlacuaches, le damos la bienvenida a la primavera. La primavera ya está aquí y antes de empezar, déjenme les cuento esto. Yo vivo en el estado de Texas. Hace un par de días tuvimos inundaciones, tuvimos tornados, tormentas eléctricas. El clima estuvo de locura. Hoy el cielo está claro, el sol está afuera, el clima es hermoso. Y qué mejor forma de disfrutar el clima estando dentro de tu casa jugando pues juegos de mesa, ¿no creen? Hoy les voy a presentar un juego que podría reflejar los sentimientos, la ilusión que te trae la primavera. Este es Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis es un juego de parte de BlackBoard Games, de 2 a 4 personas. En Photosynthesis vas a tomar un grupo de árboles, los cuales vas a llevar a través del ciclo de pues una planta. Vas a poder plantarlos en el tablero, les vas a tener que dar vida, les vas a tener que dar energía del sol para que puedan crecer y al final vas a tener que removerlos del tablero, lo cual te va a generar puntos de victoria. Quien tenga más puntos de victoria después de 3 o 4 rounds, dependiendo de cómo quieras jugarlo, va a ser el ganador. Una de las cosas que me gusta mucho de Photosynthesis es el conjunto de mecanismos que hay en el juego. Esto de aquí representa el sol. El sol va a estar viajando alrededor del tablero. Este mismo sol va a producir lo que son puntos de luz. Los puntos de luz son el número de acciones que vas a poder tomar en tu turno. Entre las acciones que vas a poder tomar es plantar semillas en el tablero. Vas a poder hacer crecer la semilla a un árbol pequeño, después a un árbol mediano y finalmente a un árbol mucho más grande. Vas a estar tomando estas acciones hasta que tú decidas remover el árbol del tablero. Dependiendo de dónde esté colocado tu árbol, te va a generar más puntos de victoria. Si logras poner tu árbol en el centro, es donde más vas a poder recolectar puntos de victoria, a comparación de que si lo plantas en lo que es pues afuera, en el borde del tablero. Otra de las cosas que me gusta mucho de este juego es la presencia que hay en la mesa. O sea, vean qué tan bonito se ve. Los árboles están de esta forma como en 3D. Los colores pues son muy brillantes y cada uno de los árboles pues representa una estación diferente: primavera, verano, otoño e invierno. Y pues es muy bonito en la mesa. A mí me gusta bastante. Una de las otras cosas que me gusta mucho de Photosynthesis es la forma fácil de poder explicar el juego a los demás jugadores. Todas las acciones que vas a estar tomando y todo lo que está pasando en el tablero se puede explicar temáticamente hablando. La forma en la que tienes que plantar tu árbol desde la semilla y lo tienes que hacer crecer, crecer y crecer. Tus árboles también van a estar produciendo lo que es sombra cuando el sol viaje alrededor del tablero. Y esos son conceptos que los jugadores pueden entender fácilmente. Y hablando de este concepto de lo que es la sombra en fotosíntesis, es muy creativo. Cuando el sol viaja alrededor del tablero, pues va a producir sombra a cada uno de los árboles. Los árboles pequeños producen una sombra de un espacio. Los árboles medianos producen una sombra de 2 espacios y los árboles más grandes producen una sombra de 3 espacios. Cuando el sol viaja alrededor del tablero y ya sea uno de tus árboles o el árbol de cualquier otra persona y está debajo de esa sombra, el sol no te va a permitir que produzcas puntos de luz, que es lo que vas a tener que utilizar para poder tomar tus acciones. Esto en particularmente se me hace un poquito agresivo. ¿Por qué? Porque vas a tener que pensar pues en tu estrategia, en dónde tienes que colocar los árboles para que cuando el sol viaje alrededor del tablero no te estorben, porque pues tú quieres ganar los puntos de luz, pero al mismo tiempo quieres estorbarle o ponerte enfrente de los otros jugadores para poder impedirles que sigan ganando puntos de luz y así como que detenerlos un poquito en el crecimiento de sus árboles. Y tlacuaches, ojalá se den la oportunidad de poder jugar a Photosynthesis. Es un juego muy bonito. La temática que está detrás de todo esto es algo que los jugadores que quizás sean nuevos al hobby van a entender fácilmente. El hecho de que tomes todas tus acciones y que todas estas acciones se puedan explicar pues temáticamente hablando de algo que todos conocen, lo hace fabuloso al juego. Tlacuaches, no se les olvide seguirme en mis redes sociales, en YouTube, Facebook e Instagram. Esto fue Photosynthesis y nos estamos viendo en el siguiente.
Hello and welcome. This is my installment for Our Family Plays Games. This is Tanya Pobuda, Schooled by Gru, and this episode is called Spring Has Sprung, Play, Leisure, and Beginnings. This is Schooled by Gru, an exclusive series for Our Family Plays Games Voices, where I do a deep dive into my PhD dissertation research and share with you the findings before the rest of the world sees it, exclusively on Our Family Plays Games. I don't know if you feel like me, but I am absolutely wiped out. There's so much happening in the world, in our lives, that things feel like we're sprinting every single day, dealing with so much with the pandemic, economic crisis. We're all just running all the time. The joke I frequently make, I have 4 part-time jobs and I'm in a full-time PhD program, is these 4 jobs form a Voltron of near solvency where I can afford rent, food. Being in school is expensive, as I know folks who are listening know, and I'm exhausted all of the time. And on top of that, of course, everything that's happening in the world, so I'm grateful it's spring. But what's kind of great about being a researcher, and I enjoy it, is I will come across research all the time that really affirms the circumstances in which I find myself in and those of my colleagues and friends. One research study that I was reading the other day shared from 2019 that women have statistically less leisure time than men. And I know that's probably resonant with some folks who are listening because we have often childcare responsibilities, household responsibilities, elder care responsibilities that perhaps men don't always have. And one of the nice parts of this study was we have less time. We tend to enjoy our time a little bit more. And this study is really a perfect segue into spring. It got me thinking about who has free time, who gets leisure. And this was some of the research that I conducted for my PhD dissertation that unfortunately hit the cutting room floor for length. My dissertation is 230 pages long. I'm pleased to report that I turned it in for further external review. And here's one of the quotes from a qualitative interview I conducted for the research, really about leisure and playtime that women often don't have. And this particular interview talked about wanting to be a good partner, which means that her and her partner could not spend a lot more time playing board games. And she's basically saying here that life gets in the way. I have to clean my apartment. I have to do the laundry. I work long hours. I get up early, and you have to go to bed early. One of the big privileges about doing this PhD research is I got to hear from 320 research participants about their leisure habits, their play habits, how they like to play board games. And one of the things that I found out is a lot of board game players talking about during the COVID pandemic were playing roughly at 22.9% once a week. They were gaming either with their family or their spouse, again, once a week. About 10% of the sample, remembering, of course, that 60% of the sample were women, were gaming almost daily, so 10%. And then much more frequently, it was 2 to 3 times a week, which I was really impressed by. I really located some avid board gamers in this research. But an overwhelming majority said that they would board game more if they had more time, at 76.4%, either agreeing or strongly agreeing. About 55.4% agreed or strongly agreed that work was one of the reasons why they felt they didn't have as much time. As we all know, the work week is becoming longer and longer, and people like me have to have multiple jobs to stay afloat. I'm certainly one of those people. And more jobs are becoming contract or gig jobs, which really do encroach on our leisure time. One of the questions I asked in the survey of the 320 participants was, write in some of the reasons why you can't game as much as you would like. And I got a really good variety of reasons. Social anxiety was listed at about 7.3%, blocking their ability to play games. The availability of friends and gaming spaces was 12.7%. The COVID-19 pandemic was about 10.5%. A lack of time in general, 13%. Childcare and family or household responsibilities, 7.9%. Disability at 4.8%. Social problems like jerks and bullies in gaming spaces were about 4.4%. Sexism was about 6%. Financial reasons, barriers to gaming, 3.2%. Access to gaming events was 2.2%. Racism, similarly 2.2%. And 3.5% said work responsibilities were the major culprit. The really good news from a lot of the folks who participated was 20.3% was non-applicable because they were gaming as much as they liked. I delved a little deeper into some of the things around time that were impeding folks from getting the opportunity to game as much as they liked. And I got this from a qualitative interview that I did. She said, true leisure time is a massive barrier. I wish I had more. But sometimes it's just one game, or you're rushed, or you're stopping to juggle the kids in the background, and you have to fight the kids to get to bed early, which definitely speaks to me as a single mom. Here's another comment that I got from the research interviews. And this person says, I'm finding it's not just the time, but it's also the brain power, because it's an actively engaged hobby, right? It takes more from you in terms of commitment than, watching TV. I could stick on the Great British Bake Off and watch that, and it takes no participation whatsoever from me, because gaming is active rather than passive. It's the time and energy. One theme I definitely saw in the research was the issue of finances. Money has been a struggle for me my entire life, and I'm also a single parent. And one of the research participants talked about the problem with finances and gaming. This individual said, I'm on disability. I could not afford gaming at that point. I was a single parent, and my rent was twice my income. And that prevented her from gaming as much as she would like. So, welcome to spring. And I hope you'll remember this great quote that I always think about. Being playful has power. It is infectious, unifying, and gratifying. We play to become fulfilled, and we give our voices more volume. This is an amazing book by Shira Chess. I love it. And it talks about the importance of play. Taking a day here and there. She has a pajama day every few months where she just plays games all day. I know not all of us have that privilege, but it is aspirational for me, and I want it for you too. So happy spring. Thanks for listening, and I really appreciate you. This is my 4th episode of our Family Plays Games Voices. You're seeing my research before the rest of the world sees it. My thanks to Mick, Starla, and Grant for letting me share this with you. Thank you so much, and remember to play every day.
What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne
I'm Alicia.
from BlackBoard Gaming.
Everyone knows that April showers bring May flowers. Today, we're going to talk about a game that incorporates both of these elements of spring.
And that game is called A Gentle Rain. A Gentle Rain was designed by Kevin Wilson and published by Mondo Games.
Let's go to the table for a brief overview of how this game is played.
A Gentle Rain is a solo/cooperative game where the players are going down to the lake to watch the flowers bloom. And these are all the components that come in the game. First, I got to show you the rule book. The rule book tells you to take a deep breath and relax. You have come to the lake. You got these 28 lake tiles that you're going to shuffle up and place them in a face down stack and place them off to the side of the play area. And you got these 8 wooden flower tokens and you're going to place them off to the side. And then we're going to draw the top tile off the top of this deck and place it in the middle of the table, and that's going to be our starting lake tile. And now the game is set up and ready to go. So all you're doing is you're drawing tiles off to the top of the deck and you're trying to match up flower tokens in order to make a complete square. So if I match that up, so let's say I draw this next tile and I'm going to match that one up, that green flower there. And then I draw this one, and let's say I'm going to put that one there. So in the game, what you're trying to do is make complete squares. So I set these tiles off to the side to show you a complete square real quick. So whenever you make a complete square, then you would take one of the flower tokens and you will place it in the middle of that square. And it has to match one of those flowers. So if you don't have a flower token that matches one of the flowers, you just don't place one. And then you continue to draw tiles. So I draw this tile. Ooh, that's a perfect match up there. So I put that one up there. And I grab a flower that matches that one. I grab that white flower. And pretty much that's all you're doing in the game. At any time, if you draw a tile that you can't place, let's say I draw this tile and I say I can't place this tile. Oh, that actually goes there. Oh, wow. I can place this one here and place this one here. Wow, that was pretty cool. Wasn't expecting that. Now, the game will continue until you have run out of tiles to place or you have placed your last wooden flower token. At which time you will count up your points, which will be the number of leftover tiles and plus the number of tokens that you were able to place. So if you have leftover tiles, that means you have 8 flower tokens that you have placed. So it would be that number plus 8. If you ran out of tiles, then your score will be just the number of flower tokens that you were able to place. And then the game will be over.
The thing that really strikes me about this game is it's supposed to be calming and gentle, but it's so visually bold. So I really love the way the vibrant, vivid colors contrast against the dramatic, dare I say it, backdrop of the blue water. It's just so beautiful and so vivid. I love that.
Yeah, it is a very beautiful game.
It is.
You know, and it's a get it in where you can fit it in.
It's definitely
you know?
a get it in where you can fit it in.
So, I mean, there are a lot of games we could have picked for this, for springtime, you know, that involve flowers and gardens and stuff like that. But you can't have flowers if you don't have a little bit of rain.
Exactly.
See you guys later.
Bye.
What's going on, everyone? This is Jazz over at the Lobby of Hobbies, and spring has finally sprung, which means those of us that actually have a winter with snow and freezing temperatures, we have something to look forward to. All of those activities that have been in hibernation during the past couple months of our winter, all right? People who are in Southern California and Florida, I'm not mad that you get to do these things all year long, all right? Well, maybe a little bit, all right? Because these are things that I really enjoy, all right? And I'm glad that spring is finally here and I can enjoy them. So what I've done is I've put together a list of the things that I enjoy about the springtime and the games that I think go hand in hand with those activities, all right? Not that you're playing them at the same time you're doing those activities, but that remind me of those activities, all right? So if you're ready for this list, let's get into it. Now, I enjoy nature. I enjoy going out for hikes and spending some time at the parks and having a picnic and just hearing the birds chirping. So yes, you guess it, the first game on my list is Wingspan from Stonemaier Games. Now this is a hand management tableau builder where you're gonna be playing out cards into various bird habitats, trying to score points and trigger the bird abilities, laying eggs. The art in this game is beautiful, the game plays fairly quickly, and is very easy to teach. I know a lot of people who have come into the hobby through Wingspan, all right? This game is readily accessible. You can purchase it at Target. So if you enjoy good art, you enjoy good gameplay and good mechanics, definitely check out Wingspan from Stonemaier Games. Now the next game on my list, if you enjoy, you know, your tea with some honey, well, you have to have bees to make the honey, right? And during the spring, we see a lot of bees, all right? And this one is Honeybuzz from Elf Creek Games. In this game, it's a worker placement game along with some tile laying where you're gonna be taking your bee workers out and placing them into different spots to gather these tiles that you're gonna be building out your own, your own hive and building this honeycomb that's going to gather you different types of honey and nectar. Definitely, the art in this game is superb, all right? The resources, the components are beautiful. If you enjoy art and you enjoy a game that has some good solid mechanics and also is very thinky, all right? This is one that caught me by surprise with, you know, how puzzly the game can be. It's not overly complex, but it has very good layers of strategy. Definitely check out Honeybuzz from Elf Creek Games. Now, we're done with the animals, all right? But one thing I enjoy about nature is seeing those flowers bloom during the springtime. Now this game is a small box game that is all about the flowers. Floriferous from Pencil-First Games is a set collection a card drafting game where you're going to be drafting various flowers into your play area. You're also going to be drafting the scoring cards. So in the beginning of the game, you start with nothing. You start with no flowers and no scoring objectives. You have to actually draft your scoring objectives. So this game has a lot of replayability, a lot of variability from game to game. It plays fairly quickly, probably about 25 minutes to a half an hour. For me, I've played it. I really enjoy this one. I enjoy how thinky it can be with trying to figure out how are you going to get your engine to work and what cards are you really going to need. You know, are you going to be, going for more scoring cards or just, starting with maybe 1 or 2 scoring cards and focusing on, scoring the most points that you can with those cards. And honestly, no matter how much you play this game, you can never, get the perfect combination. It's just never worked for me, but I have a lot of fun with it. So definitely check out Floriferous from Pencil-First Games. Now, another thing that I enjoy about the springtime is just seeing the kids outside playing, because when I was a kid, I just enjoyed being outside playing with my friends and building some forts, right? So Fort is an awesome game. This one comes from Leader Games. This is a deck builder which has a unique twist. You're going to be playing your cards, but the cards that you don't play and you don't trigger their abilities, you actually offer them up to your opponent. So your opponent can actually utilize the cards that you did not play, which is a neat little twist to how this game plays. You're all about building your fort, trying to score points, and eating pizza along the way. Who doesn't enjoy pizza, all right? So if you want to just reminisce about that times that you were just having fun with your friends in the park, all right, eating some pizza, building some forts, definitely check out this one from Leader Games. It is a little bit on the heavier side for a deck builder, but I really enjoy it, all right? The last game on my list takes me to my favorite pastime. You can probably tell it by my shirt. It's all about baseball for me. Hearing the crack of the bat, smelling the fresh cut grass during the springtime, and yes, I'm glad Major League Baseball is back. This one is one of my favorite games. It's Baseball Highlights 2045. Now this is another deck builder with a unique twist because after you play the game is when you're going to be adding the cards. So there's a bunch of little mini games that you can kind of play over the course of almost like a mini World Series. It's neat because you're not only playing with human characters, there's humans, there's robots, there's cyborgs, and you're gonna be playing against your opponent. It's a two-player game where, I play a card for its at-bat ability, and my opponent's gonna play a defensive card, and you're kind of going back and forth, an offensive card, a defensive card, offensive card, defensive card, and you're trying to score points. You don't really have to, know baseball all that well to enjoy this game, but if you do enjoy baseball, you can get more of an appreciation of the mechanics that are built into this game. This is my favorite baseball type game that I've played out there in a tabletop version, and I enjoy it immensely. This is one that's been on my shelf for quite some time, and it's not leaving anytime soon. So definitely check out Baseball Highlights 2045, and this is from Eagle Griffin Games. So there you have it. That's my list of 5 games that I enjoy that remind me about the springtime and the things that I love about the spring. So what about you guys? What games remind you of the spring? Share them with me. I would love to hear about them. So I'll check you guys out on the next one.
All right.
Yes, those were cool segments.
Yes.
And just love the Spanish
theme
English.
Of spring.
Yes, Spanish English from my first one.
Yes.
I mean, just really, and then a gentle rain.
A gentle rain.
By the lake.
Yes.
Yes, love that.
Yes.
And love Jazz with all his games.
Jazz.
Yes, we love that. We love it. Love it.
So, those are our awesome contributors for this week.
Yes.
So, we got another episode coming up on April 20th.
Yes.
With some more contributors.
Now, Starla, where can we find our merch?
Well, if you're looking for merch for OFPG Voices,
yes,
check out Spring.
Yeah.
We got shirts on Spring.
Yes, we do.
Sweatshirts. And also things for Our Family Plays Games.
Oh, yeah.
So, be sure to check that out.
Oh, yeah. And keep bringing in the folk so we can get some more subscribers. Yes, we want people coming on in. Now, Starla, where can they find us out here in this wild, crazy social media world so we can get more followers?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right here on YouTube.
Right here.
And if you're in Omaha, Nebraska,
that's local family.
You can find us on Cox Channel 22.
Yeah.
Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. and Tuesdays at 4:30 p.m.
Family, we're so glad that you came out and saw all these beautiful faces and voices out there, and we're going to keep on bringing them to you. So please keep commenting and talking to us, and always know, we love you.
Bye,
Bye-bye now.